Hola amigos, and welcome back to my global kitchen. This month we're focusing on those key ingredients which make up the core of almost all modern global cuisine. Last week we did the Spanish dish gazpacho. Today we're heading out west across the Atlantic in the wake of Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus, as I'm sure you know, set off in 1492, and his last port of call in Europe before he went across the Atlantic was Las Palmas here in Gran Canaria. And of course about a month later he arrived in what he expected to be Asia, but he then discovered this big lump of land called the Americas, which was in his way. But that discovery or realization actually finalised the globalisation of food and the Columbus Exchange, which then followed and has been the result of so much we have today. Okay, so let's see what ingredients we've got to play with today. I'm dividing them into three groups to simplify things. The first is items which come directly from our basket of essential ingredients. So from there we have onion, garlic, tomatoes, red and green peppers, and a chili. We have olive oil, we have ground coriander and ground cumin, and we have salt and pepper. Then the second group is things which are derived from those essential ingredients. So here we have tomato passata or tomato juice, pureed garlic, paprika powder made from our paprika, some chili powder, some tortilla wraps made from wheat flour, and some cheese, in this case cheddar, but it could be another variety. And then the third category is new ingredients. There we have chicken, oregano, avocado, and a lime. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of preparation, let me try and simplify things a little bit for you. So firstly, the fajita seasoning. There's 5 or 6 ingredients go into it, but alternatively you can simply buy a pack of seasoning mix. It has all the same things plus a few bonuses like sugar and cocoa, but it tastes pretty good. And if you're going to buy the pre-made, then you don't need the coriander and cumin, you don't need the chili, you don't need the oregano, and you don't need the paprika. So that simplifies a fair bit of that. I'm also not going to show you in detail how to make a salsa today. Again, you may be familiar with the pre-bought stuff. Homemade is much better, but in terms of simplicity today, I'm just going to use some tomatoes and chilies and garlic in my mix rather than do a separate salsa dish. And I'm not going to insult you by showing you how to grate cheese, so we'll leave that one aside. So that leaves us, and I'm also not going to make guacamole today for you. You can either buy it or you can Google and research it yourself. So that's brought our ingredients down considerably, made life a lot easier for us, I think. And what about equipment? Well, very simple. A chopping board, a knife, a mixing bowl, a wooden spoon, and a saucepan or saute pan. That's all you need. So fajitas. What exactly are fajitas? Well, the word itself in a culinary sense is very modern. Only the early 70s when it was first used in relation to Tex-Mex restaurants. But having said that, I'm absolutely sure that the concept has been around a lot longer than there. Probably in South America and Central America it was being eaten many hundreds of years ago, except it would have been a bit different because it wouldn't have been chicken, it would have been beef, because beef was the common ingredient in Southern America, and it would have been corn tortillas, not flour tortillas, but otherwise very similar. And the word fajita actually comes from the Spanish meaning a small strip, which is exactly how we're cutting everything today, so that it will go into the tortilla wrap. So most of our work now is all about slicing onions, peppers, chicken, and then once we've done all of that, we'll head to the kitchen and cook it. So today we're making fajitas for enough to make about 4 wraps, and what we need for that is around 300 grams of onion sliced, 2 cloves of garlic thinly sliced, 300 grams of red, green, yellow pepper as you wish, thinly sliced, half a fresh chilli, a whole one if you like it hot or if the chilli isn't particularly strong, around 400 grams of chicken sliced into thin pieces. It can be breast chicken, which is the easiest, or it can be thigh, which is a bit more fiddly but better taste in my opinion. 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 4 teaspoons of the fajita seasoning, around 200 grams of fresh tomatoes chopped up, roughly chopped, a couple of tablespoons of passata or tomato juice, a teaspoon of lime juice, 4 tortilla wraps and some salt and pepper. So the first thing we do here is add a generous glug of olive oil and let the pan warm up on a medium heat for a few minutes till it's hot. Then when it's hot enough we add the onions, peppers, garlic, chilies and the chicken and simply let that simmer for 3 or 4 minutes, stirring every now and then so it doesn't burn or stick. Next we add the tomatoes, the tomato passata and the fajita seasoning and fry for 3 or 4 more minutes. And then finally we squeeze in a bit of lime into the mix and give it one final stir. I'm going to transfer this into a serving bowl now, then use the same pan to heat up the tortillas. No point in dirtying another pan. See you at the table. So that's it, chicken fajitas, Mexican chicken fajitas, tortilla wraps, and then I'm serving it with some guacamole, some spicy tomato salsa and a bit of grated cheddar cheese, so that everybody can just put their favourite ingredients as much as they like on each one and enjoy it. That's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Next week we'll be heading back across the Atlantic, but this time to West Africa. So until then, hasta la vista and salud.